Alright, I'm going to show you how to make a clay soap dish. So we have our slab of clay, it's in a bag. So we are going to open this guy up. Now mine has been sitting in this bag for a while, so yours is probably going to be a little softer than what mine is. And we're going to kind of lay it on your hand, or up your arm even, like this. And then slowly peel back the plastic because we don't want to stretch out the slab of clay. And then the slab can go directly on our table. We have this little cup here. Now normally this would be full of slip, but I forgot to bring slip home, so it's just water. The more I touch the clay, the more it'll turn into slip though, because clay or slip is just extra watery clay. So I'm going to go through and smooth out the whole top of this. Okay. So I went and got a place underneath because I didn't want to cover my countertop with stuff. So I'm going to finish smoothing out the top, just running my fingers back and forth. I want to do the same thing for the edge here. Now we don't want to soak the clay, like you don't want it to be dripping wet. You just want to soften up the edges. Again, because mine has been sitting in a bag for longer, it can afford to have a little bit more water. Yours is going to be fresher, so like go easy with the water. Okay, so smoothing it all out. Okay, if you have any super like wonky edges like this one down here, you can just trim them off. The trick is to trim as little off as possible though. You really do want to use as much of the slab as you can. I'm going to take this little piece in here and start making some slip. Again, just liquid clay, add a little water. Each table is going to get one of these lovely little boxes that's nice and clean right now. It probably won't be when you get to it. And it's full of all kinds of stuff. Oh, hello, Sabrina. All kinds of stuff that you can stamp into like little animals or little shapes, or beads, or there's even some like trucks in here and some Legos. You get to decide like what kind of pattern you want to make or what kind of design, and you do it by just adding some stuff. So I want a little stripe over here. I know, I made a stripe. And maybe I want to include just some like random ones. Now the trick is you want to dent the surface. You do not want to stab all the way through your clay. Maybe I'm just going to like drive him around. So like light pressure seems to work better with this guy. Pachoo, pachoo. Maybe I want to add a couple of these guys. Now this guy's kind of hard to get out, so I can take a sharp tool and just pop him back up if he gets stuck in there. I'm going to do another one over here. And without stabbing myself, pop it back up. Another one. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You're fine. I think we're going to make some little goat tracks on here. Add some more little feety prints. Maybe over here we'll draw some lines with his little feet. We'll add lots of extra things. Okay. Again, we don't want to scrape too much clay off of the thing. Maybe one last little. Oh yeah, I like those. Those are fun. I can go only stamping part of it on here. I can stamp over here. I can stamp over here. I can use different parts of the same thing. So I'm using the side around here. But then I can also just come and use the top to add bigger dots. Okay, and then once you have it the way you think you like, you're gonna get your hands wet again, and you're just gonna lightly go over the surface. Now this time we're not trying to make it smooth like before, but like over here I've got some rough things where some clay is trying to peel off. We don't want it sharp because clay becomes like glass when it gets fired. So we don't want to get rid of all of our texture marks. we just want to lightly get rid of some. Now these ones are very faint, so I'm actually going to go back through and add some of those back in. Again, it's a process. If you do something you don't like, then you can just smooth it completely over and restart. Okay, now you guys are going to have a day to do that, and then we let it sit. However, we're now going to try the actual folding it into place. In order to do that, we need a toilet paper roll. Now we're not going to keep the toilet paper roll in here, but it just gives you the approximate size that we want. So you're going to take, and I'm going to do this on the side so you can see how it curls up. This guy is going to curl around like so. This right here is where our soap's going to go. So it's going to sit on the counter like this. And then we'll curl this side up and curl this side up. And now your lovely piece of soap will fit right in there. Okay, we have to score and slip this though. Scoring is where you add scratch marks, kind of like what my cat is doing to her scratching post over there. So I'm going to flip this upside down. I know. Going to open this, take this guy out. You can see it now has a little line where it's actually showing me like where I need to add the scratches. So with my sharp tool, I'm going to add some scratches on this side. Scratches on this side. Add a little bit of slip. Again, we're just tapping this on the surface. We're not rubbing this in. Line up my scratch marks and then kind of press them together. Okay. Then you can take a smoothing tool, something like this, and just kind of get in here where you're not going to be able to get your finger in. Go smush, 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 smooth, 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 smush, 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 smooth, smooth, smooth. I'm going to flip it over this way. We can actually use it on the side here and smooth it in this way. So I'm putting my hand out here so it doesn't get stretched out. And then we'll flip it this way and smooth it out this way. It's okay if it's not perfectly smooth. We just want it generally so it sticks together. If we don't do the score, the slip, and the smooth, it's not going to stay together. I'm going to take a little bit more water right here and smooth out those little rough areas. We're going to glaze in here later, so it'll have a nice coat to it, so you won't have a problem with it being all rough in there after the fact. Okay, so now on this side, so the side that has the smooth here, this is where I want you to write your name with your sharp tool again. Okay, we can kind of pat that down. We still want to be able to see it, but again, we don't want things sharp. We're gonna flip it over this way, curl up those two pieces. If you need to, you can actually take like a little ball of extra clay or a little piece of newspaper to hold those in place, but they should kind of sit up on their own. Go like this, and ta-da! Okay, and we want this to be like the lowest point. So if we're looking at the side again, it goes something like this. So this is the flat table. Maybe it's easier to see this way. Yeah? And then the soap will go right in here. All right, and then this is ready to be left out. Now that it has your name and it has all the lovely texture stuff, it is ready to be left out to dry in order to glaze it afterwards. And that's it for building.